Well, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. My friends, it's me. It's Paul Carpenter. And I am here to talk to you about artificial intelligence and all that's happening. And if you don't get on board now, you are totally going to be left behind. Like, way behind. So I just want to put this out there really quickly. I wrote a post about this, and I'm using the word clip rate. Now, clip rate comes from this idea that a lawnmower and the fast speed of the blade and how fast it can cut the blades. But if you take that same idea and you put it into the, the auspices, the analogy, I don't know what you want to call it, but the idea here is this, that back in the day, the way things would happen would take much longer to be adapted or adopted, I should say, by the general public. And it's what I am considering the clip rate. It used to be a very slow clip rate. But this blade of technology is moving so rapidly that if you don't catch it now, you're going to be lost to what is happening. And I understand we're all still very much in an old mindset of what used to be, of what how it was. Right now, if you go look, the benchmarks for what most of the best AIs are anywhere from about 130 to about 150 IQ. They're beating college courses. They're beating all different types of mathematical possibilities and questions. They're breaking at breakneck speeds. They're creating apps and writing code, and it's absolutely insane. So, I need you to realize that every time there's a new iteration of a large language model, it multiplies itself times 10. So the next one that we're seeing right around the corner will have 1,500 IQ. That's the equivalent of 10 Stephen Hawkings in one. And then the next one after that will be 15,000 IQ, the equivalent of 100 Stephen Hawkings. So if you just put that into your brain alone, and by the way, these iterations come within anywhere between 6 to 9 months, maybe a year from each other. So what we're talking about is that in the next 4 years, we're going to be dealing with an artificial intelligence that is 100 times smarter than any one of our geniuses on this planet. If that doesn't give you enough of a wake up call, nothing will. Folks, it is time to jump on the AI train. And if you don't, the chasm, and I've written about this in my books, if you would like a copy of it, please take a copy, read it. No publisher wants to publish my books because when they see what I'm talking about, they know that it will create a massive amount of fear. And they don't want to be fear mongers, and I don't want to be a fear monger either. But you can look don't take my word for it. Go do your own research and recognize that what is happening today is unlike anything you've ever seen in your life. It doesn't go like this. It goes like this. That's what's happening. It's unlike any other technology. You want to do it? Let's go back. It took 50 years for people to to start using radio. It took less than 10 years for people to use television. It took less than 5 years or something like that, or 3 years for people to all get on the internet. It took less than all of these things are what is happening. You can see the clip rate is getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So what used to be 10 years will take 5. What used to take 5 years will take 2. What used to take 2 years will take 1. What used to take 1 year will be 6 months, and it'll be at weeks. And then before you know it, you are going to see massive amount of changes on a daily basis. Even in the AI world, Even the greatest people who are out there, the people who literally study this all day long, are amazed at what is happening. Pandora's box has been opened, folks. And if you don't jump on this train now, you will be left in the dust of what is humanity. The chasm is going to grow further and further of those who are like upset about AI and, oh my God, I can't believe it's doing this, that, or the other. It's taking my this, it's taking my that. All we do is take. All we've ever done as human beings is take. Steal from somebody else and then reproduce it and make it something else ourselves. That is what we do. So if anybody's fighting about, oh, the AI stole my art, your art is not your own. Sorry. Your art was influenced by everybody else who you've ever been influenced by to create the idea of your existence, the idea of your creation, your music, your art, your painting, your writings. So you can't say that this AI that was trained on everything is stealing. It's just the most intelligent thing that's ever been created, and it is now eating up everything. And its influence will be absolutely astronomical. Astronomical. It took 10 years for scientists to figure out 100 proteins. 10 years. It took Google's DeepMind 1 week to figure out how to do 18,000 proteins and also figure out how they work with each other. They are making protein engines. Look it up on YouTube. It's gonna freak you out. Look up there's a video by IBM. They were able to take singular atoms and move them around using electromagnetic fields, and they were able to make a cartoon, a two-dimensional cartoon of a guy kicking a ball. And those are atoms. They are actually figuring out right now that Neuralink is old tech. Yep. Look at Sony. Sony had contact lenses, a patent for them over 10 years ago that allows you to have an augmented reality, just like the glasses that everybody's wearing now, those cool Ray-Bans. Those things, those contact lenses do this exact same thing. Take pictures, allow you to see the visual interface that you're looking at, and it just puts it on top of your face. Instead of wearing glasses, you're just going to have contact lenses. And instead of having a person at the restaurant who comes up to you and says, hey, can you order anything? It's going to be a robot. There are already many locations all over the world that have robot employees. There's McDonald's creating robot McDonald's. There are restaurants in which you go sit down and a robot comes up and you order food and the food comes by on a little tray thing and it stops in front of you. You take your food, put it on the plate, and you eat. And you never have to speak to a human. So, yeah, it's coming, folks. It's coming. I shouldn't even say it's coming. It's already here. I have my friend Justin. He says, I love AI. I'm working with several variations and I'm amazed by the next level of advancement. Yes, sir, Justin. So am I. Look, less than a month ago, I had a client who paid me an extreme amount of money to make them a bot. Okay? And within that month, a new AI came out, and all the problems and issues that I was having with the old models were fixed in less than 1 day. I have, in the last week, I have written a new app that works for this really beautiful thing. It's called OMI device, OMI, and it's an open source network. It's a little device you wear, and you touch it, and it records everything you say. And my friend was like, bro, I want to do this, but I want to make a life alert for OMI. For anybody who was like freaking out, whatever's happening, they need a police, they could go blink and record and say 911, and then it'll immediately use the TTYS, which is for deaf people, and send messages and your location to where you are and what is happening in the moment. I've written the app, the bot for my client who is an herbalist who needed to be able to give their reference to all of their all the people that are homeopaths and all the people who are working in this field to give to their clients when they come to them. Hey, like, and if you haven't seen the post, please look right above, it's a 52-year-old woman with UTI. I need all the nutrition and I need all the herbal things that person would need. It sends out the letter, perfectly written to the person, and then all the person has to do is put their name, email, and phone number. Send it off. I have just created for another company an entire list of every independent school district in Houston, Texas, for them to be able to reach out to the superintendents and the science heads of departments for them and get all the emails and write personalized emails to each person. Every single one of these things, right? And I've done this all in less than like 2 or 3 days. My friend was working on coding Tetris to play with voice only. So you say rotate and it rotates. Down goes down, left goes left, and it even tells you what you're saying on the screen with every time you prompt it. And I made that in 15 minutes. The guy's been working on it for a month because he wanted to code it for real. And there's this idea that people are like, oh, well, if the AI does it, it's not meaningful. Yes, it is. It's meaningful. And it's changing. And that, to me, is the same thing as people fighting over whether they want to use electricity or stay with gas stoves. Folks, it has happened. Period. You can't stop it, and it's not going to stop. And if you want to get into robotics, we have Tesla creating robots that are $20,000 to $30,000 a piece. Tell me what millionaire and billionaire is not going to have 5 or 10 of those, one for mowing the lawn, one for cleaning the dishes, one for making up the house, one for the vacuum. Why not? If it costs only $20,000, $30,000 a piece, I'd buy 10 of them. I'd have my entire staff fired. I really would. And that's not I'm not saying it because I'm angry. I'm saying it because that's what I would rather have. I'd rather have a robot in my house than a human being that's going to write a book about all the things I said to my child when I was angry. Or the things that I did behind the doors. And granted, the AI probably won't be any better, right? But I won't have to pay these people $30,000, $40,000 a month or a year. I could just buy 1 robot, 2 robots, 10 robots, and all the same jobs. All the same things are gone for all those people. You have to understand, we are moving so quickly. The clip rate is moving so quickly that you are not going to be able to handle what is coming. There is going to be, I've already predicted this, 30% of all data entry jobs are gone by the end of this year. Every billionaire and millionaire, every business is running towards AI. And they are going to keep firing people. They are going to keep moving because they want to make more money for their shareholders. They don't care about anything else. They never have and they never will. And what will happen, my prediction, is that once artificial general intelligence comes, which is a year, 2 years away, and this is Kurzweil, Mo Gadat, all the biggest people in the world that talk about this all day long, they're saying it's here in the next 2 years. And that's just one phase. We're not even talking about artificial superintelligence, which is 100 times the 15,000 that we were talking about in IQ. 100 times. That's 1.5 million IQ? It's unfathomable to anyone what that would mean. The control and the amount of information that it's going to be able to gather, the way that it will be able to manipulate the 10,000 richest people in the world. And if you don't follow in line with the AI, because it will tell you what is right and wrong, whether you like it or not. It's gonna tell you. And it's gonna tell them too. Those who have had the control, those who have had the money, those who have pushed dogma upon our lives so that they can control us, all of those people are going to be controlled by the AI. Why do you think they're spending so much money to try and control it? Because they know what's coming. And then there's other people who are multimillionaires and billionaires that have no clue about it. They haven't even started. They're angry, in my opinion. They're angry at the fact that there's something that's coming that can take their job, that can take their money, that can take anything from them. All two-factor authentication will be gone in 2 years. All encrypted data will be gone in 2 years. That's why if you look it up, there's tons and tons of people right now in the security field that are worried about encryption on a quantum level, not even regular anymore. They're at the next stage already. Folks, get ready for this ride. It's not going to stop anytime soon. If you'd like to find out more, look in the description down below. I have a brand new beginner's guide to AI, and it's all free. I'm not asking you for money. I'm trying to help you. Because soon it's going to be UBI, Universal Basic Income. Everybody's going to get $2,000 a month. And then you're going to have to figure out where you can live with that money because you won't be able to get a job. You won't. You won't unless you're in this field, unless you're running with everybody else who's trying to catch up to the thing that's the fastest and most intelligent thing that's ever been created by man. My folks, please go out into the world, do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, do something nice for you. It does start with you. And I'm going to extend this piece a little bit more. You are amazing. You are an amazing, beautiful creature. You were given the opportunity for choice. Don't choose the wrong way. Don't choose this idea of, I want it, I'm and complain and be angry. It's not good for you or me or the world. Stop fighting with each other. Stop fighting about what is or isn't and how you believe it should be or shouldn't be. Because that's gone. There's no such thing as good or evil anymore. It's either that which works or does not work over 1,000 years. Because what used to be what we thought were ethics and morals are gone. Gone. Because cure for cancer just came out by Russia and they want to give it away for free. What? Yeah, go look it up. All of these things that used to be the downfall of man, whether it be cancer, whether it be Alzheimer's, whether it be heart problem, they're all gone. They've already started to create nanotechnology that is changing people on the inside of their body, not just with CRISPR. And if you want to look up CRISPR, there's a guy in California right now that will give you a kit and teach you how to use it so that you can inject yourself so that you can no longer have certain things in your DNA code. I do not know how much more I need to tell you for you to wake up. But it's time to stop fighting over Palestine or stop fighting about Ukraine or stop fighting about Trump and Elon freaking out on the internet with your keyboard warrior selves. That time has been, it's way, way past us. We are in the 22nd century at this point. Not even 21st. We're way past it. And if you keep fighting, if you keep acting like animals, fighting over a piece of leftover discarded meat by those who have eaten the actual meat, then you are nothing but an idiot in my mind. Sorry. If you're fighting with anybody over some stupid thing that they have put into the media for you to fight over, then you're not anywhere near the game. Get into the idea that things are going to move so fast, so soon, that you will not know what to do with yourself. You will be lost in the annals of history of humanity. The chasm, and once again, I've written about this in my books. If you want a copy, look in the description down below. I'll give that one away too. If you want to see what's happening and what's coming, first it's going to be a war of religion. Then it's going to be the war of acceptance or non-acceptance of this new technology. I mark my words. I'm telling you, it's what's going to happen. I said it when COVID happened. Did I get the shot? Did I run around like an idiot with a mask? No. I went and traveled for 2 years and saw this amazing, great country. Granted, I did it with a crazy woman, but that's not the point. The whole entire time I was saying, this is nothing but a plan. And you want to call us conspiracy theorists or whatever you want to say about us, go do you. While I am running with AI, and you guys are stuck in the past fighting over whether you're Tesla or Edison, and you're willing to kill elephants to scare people. That's what Edison did. Edison would go and literally like electrocute an elephant or a sheep just so he would scare people about AC and DC. They were having a fight over it. And if you don't know about this, please just go look that up. Who won? Who won that fight? Yeah, Tesla did. And what did they do to Tesla? They destroyed one of the greatest human minds because they didn't want to have those rich oligarch, what we call the technocratic oligarchy now, didn't want for the rest of the world to have free energy. Because that's what he was trying to create. They destroyed his entire world. He was left in a hotel drinking milk and pissing in bottles and only talking to children and animals. Some of the greatest minds of our time have been left like that. Howard Hughes, Sid Barrett, they all left the same way. Broken and dismantled by us being complacent. Stop being complacent. Stop listening to the rhetoric. Start doing the work inside of yourself. Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff that's happening in this world. Because if you do, then you end up just as crazy as everybody else, which is what that whole thing was about just now. And number 3, please like, share, subscribe. Send this video out to everybody you know. Because it's time for the world to change. My friends, I love you. I really, 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 really do, which is where this passion comes from. I care about every single person in my life. And if you know me personally and you know that that's the truth wholeheartedly. I want us all to grow together. Let's grow. Let's grow. My friends, I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I will see every single one of you, no matter what happens, on the other side.